Good afternoon and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on Chris Gomez, a personal trainer, to discuss some tips on healthy living. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Dani. Thank you for having me. Pleasure meeting you.
It's great to meet you too.
Likewise.
After exchanging emails, it's great to put a name to a face.
That is also true. Yeah, I agree.
All right. So we're going to jump right into it. And you're 26, personal trainer. You actually just got certified last year, and you are from Lynn. So could you maybe talk a little bit about how that journey went for you?
Yeah, so when I first started, I've been putting it away. I had it in the back of my mind for the really longest time, maybe 2 to 3 years. And, you know, I just kept procrastinating until one day I just had a really life event where I just wasn't really complacent and happy where I was, to where then, you know, I was kind of looking for alternatives on what to do. And, you know, luckily, you know, having a significant other that supports you, as long as it's positive, you have the support from a significant other. You know, she pushed me to do that. And then, you know, almost a year later, you know, I've been gaining a lot of experience helping individuals in the gym with the personal training. So it's been exciting. It's been a learning curve. But, you know, I've learned from the mistakes, and I'm continually learning. And I think over time, we'll still continue to learn when it comes to fitness.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's really a journey. I know that's how you described it. And it's curious, your philosophy in it, it's not just about one thing. It's not just about exercise. It's not just about nutrition. You listed about 5 or 6 things you really focus on. Why do you think it is so important to have it be so all-encompassing?
So basically, as far as just from the exercise, you know, the mindset that goes into it, you know, what you consume as far as like when it comes to putting the right nutrients and foods in your body has a lot to do with the exercise, because it will aid in that.
Right.
Definitely the mindset would be probably number one first. The mindset, how you think about yourself and how you think about your goals and what you're going to do in the gym and outside of there will make a huge difference.
Yeah, thinking about that. And you were even talking about a little before we started, when you work with others, you know, working with clients, everyone's, you know, a different, unique person. So you kind of gauge your reaction based on how they're responding to you. That's
right, yeah. So normally, you know, I have clients that are, you can say that are very shy, timid. So obviously I wouldn't be as vocal as I would with somebody who's very, I guess, very, like, let's just say excited,
yeah.
Go-getting, and in a way, I guess, ready to go. You know, I'd kind of back and forth see the vibe and the energy that's in that moment, and then based off that, I take it based off that, and I go with that.
And for anyone who's maybe looking to, you know, make a lifestyle change, maybe get into a certain kind of exercise, but they're a little bit nervous about it, what sort of advice do you think you would give to those people?
So the advice would definitely be kind of asking themselves as far as like what their why is. You know what I mean? Why is it that they're going to do something?
Yeah.
And making sure that it's very strong, because there's going to be bumpy roads along the way, and bumpy roads obviously kind of can demotivate you and fall off and kind of go back to where you once were, I guess, in a way, not happy at that point. So definitely, you know, to start off with that, you know, trying to transforming your mind, and then also to start exercising, definitely go start off with walks. Walks to start off, to get used to kind of getting your body moving.
And we definitely live in a beautiful area for that. I mean, we're right near the ocean. We're right near places that are great places to walk if you want to.
Right, yeah, that's definitely Lynn Beach. Now that nice weather's coming around the corner, definitely take advantage. Definitely now that it's gonna get harder soon, it's easier to, you know, sweat, burn a few more calories. Boot camps are gonna be starting soon, so, you know, it's something that something that people should look forward to start off.
And are there any certain, you know, common challenges that you've experienced yourself in your own journey, or when you're discussing with people? Are there certain things that tend to pop up more often than not as to, you know, the challenges that are faced?
I think the challenges, aside from like the goal setting and making progress in the gym, as far as depending on like what the goal of the individual is, because you know, everyone has different goals. You know, some want to, you know, build strength, others want to lose weight, maintain, some want to tone up, and some want to just live a healthier lifestyle. So based off that, I think, you know, I think individuals normally have a certain time frame of when they want to accomplish a certain goal, but a lot of the times, you know, there is setbacks. It could be that maybe you take an extra more responsibility at work, or maybe your kids are not, healthy, or maybe you have to tend to that, or maybe, I don't know, mortgage is high, rent is high, finances. So it could be many different things that can set someone back. But I think over time, going back to having a strong why will definitely make you realize that even when the hard times come, it will actually, remind you of why you started. And if it's strong enough, you'll continue to keep on going. Because as far as for me, definitely having setbacks as far as some injuries, frustration, life incidents in general, will kind of sometimes demotivate you, but there's always a way to find your way back.
And we'll switch it on to you a little bit. You mentioned a little bit about what your why is, but could you talk a little bit about your own journey too, like becoming a personal trainer, what you have learned in this past year? What are lessons you've taken away?
Lessons that I've taken away is being, growing up as an only child, definitely, I guess you could say, most people think that I got everything. It wasn't necessarily true, but I guess whatever was given, it was all to me. But growing up, I felt like I was very, in a way, just always thought just about myself. Because I was always, I was only child, so there was really no one else to play around with at home. But as I grew up, what being a personal trainer has taught me is thinking about others and the needs of other people rather than myself. But I feel like for a certain time, for a very long time, I had to find myself and work on myself, fill my cup, so then I was able to fill other people's cup as well over time.
I guess, what would you say too? It can, everyone's unique, everyone's, built differently. It can be so difficult to not compare yourself to others, to not compare yourself to what you see on TV. How do you go about if people come to you with that? Like
as far as comparing?
Yeah, as far as it can be so difficult to not compare yourself to others or go, well, they can do this, but I can't, sort of thing.
Right. So one thing that I've learned is whenever, I guess you can say it's good and bad depending on how you look at it as far as when you want to compare yourself with somebody. But if you're willing to compare yourself with someone, you have to also ask yourself if you're willing to go through what they are going through or what they have gone through to get to where they are currently. Right. So I guess you have to see, not just compare, but also ask yourself, whatever this person go through, am I willing to go through it myself so that I can go ahead and obtain X, Y, and Z?
I like that. I haven't gotten that answer before. I like that.
Right, it's different. Yeah, it's I learned through reading a lot as well.
Nice. And I will ask, I guess, from the exercise, the nutritional standpoint. I mean, you talk about start small, start with small steps. What would be recommendations you'd have for people who they want to start, but it seems like such a big, tall task to make such a lifestyle change? What are some, maybe smaller things they could do, even just in their everyday?
In every day, definitely, I guess, getting a good night's sleep. When they wake up, getting, ounces of, a cup of water with electrolytes to start off the day. Because when you wake up, you're dehydrated, so you want to hydrate. That would be a few good tips. Also, too, kind of evaluating and seeing what they're eating. And I guess in a way, reaching out for help to someone maybe they may think that they could help them or is living the lifestyle that they currently are looking for. Definitely seeking help, I would definitely say.
Because you were mentioning it too, even with your significant other, you said having that support is so crucial, can be so critical. They can sometimes help push you to places you didn't even know you could get to.
Right, yeah, that's why it's important to have someone who supports you. And for the individuals that, let's just say, currently don't have a significant other, but it could be for example, a parent, it could be a good friend, a brother, a sister, an aunt or uncle, someone that literally is in their corner. And obviously, as long as it's a positive thing, it's good to always have that support system because, when times are tough, those are the individuals that I guess you would go to as far as for, words of advice to kind of give you that support when you need it, when I guess things are not going the way they're supposed to.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
I know, and I said I do have to wrap up in one moment, but one more question I want to ask is it's more of a future question for you. You said you're coming up on your year of doing this. Looking forward, have you set any goals for yourself or anything that you're really looking to do, let's say maybe in the next year?
In the next year, definitely, I definitely would have to say helping individuals when it comes to workout planning, also with the nutritional side of things, as far as like, when it comes to like, let's just say supplements for the individuals that are busy, or overall meal guidance plan, when it comes to overall faith. And then also too, I could say just transformation in general when it comes to the mind, the body, the soul. That's what I would say. And then as far as like a personal goal, just overall trying to becoming a better person, spreading love, a lot of positive vibes and energy, and then also just carrying myself as, I guess I would say, I would want to carry myself with good character. And when people would see me walking anywhere or running or exercising, that they know that, I'm friendly, and overall that they can reach out, and that they could they have someone that's ready to support them.
Well, I can tell why you're so good at what you do, is that you have such a calming but very motivating presence about you, which is awesome. And I can tell from the way you speak about it how passionate you are. And I do want to thank you again so much for coming on to share some of these tips with our broader community.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure. And who knows, maybe in the future we can do this again and we can kind of see how much progress we've both made since then.
Yes, I'm very excited to see what you do in the future. I will really look forward to that. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests.